Mr. Craig Ferguson. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to San Diego, California. Welcome to Comic-Con 2014, the weekend that domestic cats all over America dread, as they are left alone while their owners get into odd costumes and travel here. You beautiful idiots, you're here again. I'm so delighted to see you. Always happy to be in San Diego, which is, of course, as far south as south goes. But that's tomorrow. All right, Dreamworks, of course, is a huge and very clever and rich organization. I am here because I am frightened of Jeffrey Katzenberg. If you're not frightened of Jeffrey Katzenberg, you're an idiot. He's very frightening. I have a long association with Dreamworks from my days as an understudy for Shrek to the... Oh, we farty donkey, oh, aye, ha, ha, donkey, oh, Scottish people are farty and green, oh, aye, ha, ha, ha. I should have done it. You're correct, nameless nerd. Thank you, Obi-Wan Kenobi in row 3. And also I worked, they do the How to Train Your Dragon movies, which I think, come on. Anyway, we're here. Dreamworks is a huge organization, a lot of different levels of corporate executives who are all very, very careful and frightened of Jeffrey Katzenberg in their own way. So they've given me a list and a flowchart of spontaneous moments that may happen through this morning's panel. Why, I don't know what hilarity will happen next. I actually do. The first, oh yes, now this is true. The first, hold up. Be honest, have I gained weight since last year a little bit? Thanks everybody, I know I'm amongst my own people here. We have a trailer to start with first. We have a teaser trailer for the movie Home, which we're going to be talking about in a moment or two. So please enjoy this teaser for the upcoming Dreamworks movie, Home. Please welcome the director and one of the stars of Home, Tim Johnson, and my friend Jim Parsons, everybody. Come on out. Take a seat. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to Comic-Con 2014. These are your people. These are your audience. They seem delighted with the. Is it finished yet? Have you finished the film?
No, it's not finished. Am I allowed to say that?
6 more months to go.
6 more months?
Yes.
In animation terms, it's almost finished.
It's
now,
a second and a half left.
Right. Okay. So, how long does it take you to make one of these things?
I first read the book, Adam Rex's True Meaning of Smek Day, in 2007.
Can I just interrupt you a second? A book, by the way, is a very long tweet. Something that happened before Comic-Con. So you read the book and you liked it and you bought the rights, or you got Jeffrey to buy the rights and then you started making it?
Pretty much that, exploring the story, taking Adam Rex, who's a brilliant artist, and there's all sorts of great, comic energy in the book, and finding the right rhythm to take it onto the screen. And then 2.5 years ago, I think, we started working with Jim.
Yeah, they sent me a picture of the alien that you saw, and I asked a couple of friends if they thought that looked like somebody I could voice, and they said yes, and just very weird. And then I came in and I read with Tim, and I think we had to send our tapes to Jeffrey because Jeffrey had to make sure that I was the right voice for that little purple fella. And he said yes, and then we've been working on it.
did that with me on the drive.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was like, you have to audition. I'm like, but you asked me. they ask you to do it, and then they make you audition for Jeffrey.
But you know what I think is funny about it? When you see, and I'm sure you kind of felt this, or maybe you didn't, I don't know, but when you first see them, your voice with the character, it does take an adjustment period. And I think that if somebody like if somebody like Jeffrey, a Katzenberg, they know quickly, like, this is gonna jibe, this voice and this face and this whatever. And, when I first saw the first scenes, I won't say I was horrified, but I thought...
He was a little horrified.
I was a little horrified.
A little bit.
I will say this too, and maybe you don't agree, but I don't know. I haven't let you agree to the other part yet. The animators, are the greatest excuse makers for your performance in the world. Oh. Like, I deliver lines, I'm like, I don't like how that sounds at all. And then they draw, I'm like, that is perfect. It is just perfect because of the way they did it.
When you start seeing...
Sorry.
When you start seeing the drawings, do you start adjusting, you start changing what you're doing because you see the, little rough sketches of what they're doing and assemblies and stuff?
I feel like I did a little bit, but it wasn't so much that I adjusted what I had come in with initially, and Tim was very clear, as always, very clear with the direction, but I did feel a much more sense of the scene in which I was participating in, because doing the animated stuff is very much like working in a vacuum, It's like, I have been lucky enough, I have had a session with Rihanna, and I have had two sessions with Steve Martin. And so I have gotten to work with both of them a little bit. But for the most part, as you well know, you stand there alone. And Tim is the only other acting person there, and he's okay at acting. He's very good at directing.
You're so nice to me.
You are. You're an okay actor. You really are. No.
He's not being that nice to you, Tim. I don't know if you can...
He's an excellent director, which is what he needs to do. That's the job. My point is, he does a really good job of painting the scenes for you, but sometimes when you see them finish, sometimes there's even music with it suddenly, and you're like, oh, that's the scene we're doing. That song, underneath, you're like, oh, okay, I have got that rhythm now, okay.
Do you do the same thing, Tim, when you start seeing Jim's voice coming out of the character? Presumably you're working on the image first, and then Jim comes along and he breathes life into that character. So do you start changing things according to how he sounds and how he reacts?
It's pretty much dependent and driven by the voice. Even though the character's designed independently of Jim, yes, we didn't make it try to...
Thank you.
Everything Jim brings to the voice performance, everything you brought to Gabber's performance, it's what the animators listen to in the headphones, and a good animator gets 3 to 5 seconds done in a week. So they listen a lot in that headphone.
I really can't imagine. Really, it sounds awful.
It does sound like a very strange job, an animator. It sounds like being a submariner or something.
It's acting in slow motion.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Do you have any more footage from the film you could show to us?
Why? Whatever made you ask?
Well, it was a spontaneous moment that appeared on one of those cards, Tim.
Well, Jim and I are very excited to offer to Comic-Con only a look at a major action adventure in the middle of the movie. So what you're going to see, now you've seen the trailer.
This is news to me. This actually is spontaneous. I have no idea what we're talking about. Oh, no. Got it. Not bored.
You've seen the trailer, so you know that the Boov, the aliens of which Jim's character is a member, they've taken over the planet. And they've done what we would do if we moved into an apartment. They've instead of us tearing up the carpet and painting the walls, they've started to remodel Earth after their own image. So they're getting rid of human things they don't need, and there's big balls of umbrellas and statues they don't like. No, it's going to be exciting.
I'm telling you, I haven't seen this.
No, you haven't. You haven't seen it.
So our heroes, Tip and O, and by the way, Tip is voiced by Rihanna, so you're going to hear some amazing performance from her. They're being pursued by the character that Steve Martin voices, Captain Smek. And they've tiptoed into Boov Central Command at the Great Antenna. We call it the Eiffel Tower, but they've given it a new name. And our characters have successfully hidden away their car with a very, very sleepy cat. And they've tiptoed in, and they think they've solved all their problems. They think that they've successfully made Captain Smek go away, and as they're leaving the Great Antenna, they find that maybe their luck hasn't changed for the better after all.
Did you follow that?
Not a lick.
They only perked up when you said sleepy cat. They were like, cat?
I think it'll make more sense when you watch it.
All right, that's sensational. Well, congratulations on that. I think good for you.
It's new to me. I love it.
Yeah. Let's see, spontaneously. Oh, yes, Rihanna. Rihanna seems very involved in the. How did she do? All right, I heard she's very difficult to work with.
She's horrible to work with.
Yeah.
No, she's wonderful to work with. She was heaven. In fact, she's very good in this part, and it's made such a difference. And I don't know, it's her own. And it's like you said about the way they animate the characters around her, it's become this distinct, sweet, loving girl. And she's had a big influence there. She's had a big influence, actually, on costumes, too, apparently.
Really?
Yes.
Does she sing and do costumes? Oh, wow, yeah, look. Do you wear that in the movie, Jeff?
Well,
what's the...
I've never had to put it on, personally, no.
Yeah. I'd wear one of those hats.
The whole thing's beautiful.
It is, it's gorgeous.
She should Instagram that.
But it had a big, profound influence on us.
Yes, it did.
We've redesigned, I believe, O's costume.
Is that true?
I don't know, let me check.
I think we have an example of it.
Oh, do we? Yeah, we do. Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's very sweet.
That is very
not nearly
nice,
as
yeah.
dirty.
It looks good on you.
It does look good on me. Anyway, I'm sorry that she can't be here. I know she's sad. And if actually, would you take a picture?
Oh, sure.
I can tweet it to her.
Yeah.
I won't actually. I can't tweet, but I could Instagram it, and somebody else can tweet it for. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Look. Yay. Cardboard stuff. All right.
Yes. Do I leave like this? Is that casual? What?
Oh, this way, over there. They all want to do it too. Come on.
I thought you were saying kiss me.
All right. Look, I hate to interrupt this impromptu and completely unscheduled photographic session, but Dreamworks have a vast array of other films to talk about today. So you two. Oh, you have to leave, do you? Why? I don't know. Well, enjoy
It's like
your.
being on his show. They go to commercial and they just say leave.
All right, well, imagine this is a commercial, and
Yes.
off you pop then,
Taking
boys.
my placard.
Jeb and Tim, everybody, Jeb and Tim. See you later. Jeb, call me later and I'll tell you that thing. All right, no, I'll talk to you later about it. All right, well, that really was so kind of wildly under-rehearsed, wasn't it, everybody? Okay, now we're going to talk about the next movie coming for DreamWorks Animation. On June the 5th, 2015, DreamWorks presents Boo, the Bureau of Otherworldly Operations. Boo stars Seth Rogen, Melissa McCarthy, and Bill Murray. Whew. I guess they couldn't get anybody. And it's a joke, Internet. In a hilarious comedy about the afterlife's uber-cool, buttoned-up elite organization responsible for policing all ghost activity around the world. Do we have a logo? Did they show the logo? Good, that's great. No one expected that. Now, here's the thing. Oh, thanks, stagehands. It says stagehands here. Obviously, a job like this, policing ghosts requires a crazy amount of gear. This is a prototype. Some of that gear, it's called a hauntlet. A hauntlet, it is a standard issue to all Boo agents with features like, this is like doing a game show. It has features like ion blast, psychic probes. You ever had a psychic probe? Yes, you have. You just got one. Now, man, you loved it. There's also ectonets and ecto cages. I guess that's for catching ectoplasm. Boo agents have an unlimited set of options on how to deal with or contain ectoplasmic baddies. There's no footage of this thing yet. I don't think they've made any of it yet. The stagehand has unveiled the gauntlet spontaneously. Cameras zoom in on it. Oh, they've zoomed in on it. Excellent. Wow, it's just like, so loose, this, isn't it? It's just so loose. Anyway, look for footage of Boo later this fall, probably on a computer near you. Legally, everyone, let's remember. We've got a lot of DreamWorks animations. The next film for debut for you today is, of course, the much anticipated, wildly hysterical, one of my favorites, The Penguins of Madagascar. Please welcome to the stage Penguins directors Simon J. Smith, Eric Darnell, and the voice of Skipper Tom McGrath. Come on out, fellas. There they are. Hooray! All right, yeah, there'll be noise when Benedict comes out, I think.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there's a rule at Comic-Con this year, by the way. Any questions at the end of this about Sherlock, Comic-Con is cancelled. I'm just warning you. All right, gentlemen, it's finished then. You've done it? It's ready to go?
Not quite.
All right.
No.
Well, how close are you?
We were 70% of the way there.
Yeah, all right. That's about it. Tell me the history of this very quickly. They started off as kind of bit part players in Madagascar, the Penguins, didn't they?
Indeed.
They did. You know, maybe Tom. Tom was the inventor of the Penguins. You want to tell a little about the
Oh, yeah, well,
Genesis?
sure. You know, the Penguins were in the first 14 years ago. The Penguins were just in a little scene where they turned the ship around. I don't know if you've seen the first Madagascar. Yeah! And the studio's going, why are the Penguins in the movie? Because we hadn't fleshed out the other characters, and they almost got cut. And to Eric's defense, said, we'll cut them, but they'll be back. And we found a way to integrate them into the story more and gave them some job security. And they were forever in the DNA, and now after 3 movies, 10 video games, 80 TV episodes, they get their own movie, which is great news.
Yeah. Now listen, Tom, you're a director in the movie, but you do the voice of Skipper. How did that come about? How did you take the job from an honest actor and steal work for people who have children, Tom?
Well, as director, you get to
that penguin
cast
could easily have been Scottish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually, Eric and I wanted the great actor Robert Stack to voice Skipper originally.
Right.
And he was from The Untouchables, a very great. You've probably seen him in Airplane.
Right.
And just fantastic '50s actors. And he just had that, momentous straight man kind of attitude. But he passed away, unfortunately, before we started animation. And
unfortunately for him as well, obviously.
yeah, but it's a tribute to him. And
Right.
Jeffrey said you got the job because I was cheap,
Yeah.
inexpensive.
Oh, we're all cheap when it comes to Jeffrey.
No, he's been great, and it's been fun. It's been fun ever since.
And how is it different from the television show? In what way? Just a bit on a more epic scale? Is that what it is?
Yeah, really, because I think there's a lot of questions in defining the characters over 3 films. These guys should really speak to it, but I can just praise them in saying they've taken sidekick characters and gave them depth. We find out what makes them tick, their origin story, how they got together in the first place in the beginning of the movie. So you really, and then put them on the world stage in this epic spy thriller. And for me, I'm just thrilled because I'm in a movie with Benedict Cumberbatch and Jan Malcovich.
Do you have any footage, gentlemen? Spontaneously, perhaps, maybe just
We have.
I think we might.
We have a bumper maximum amount of footage. We've got 20 minutes of footage to show you. So we're really, really excited. We basically introduce you all to all the different characters in the movie.
Okay, good. Well, let's have a look at the first one, right? This is the first clip, the Fort Knox clip.
Yeah, Fort Knox. So this is at the early part of the movie, and it's in the present day, and the Penguins are flying in a hang glider in their inimitable way, and they're going to celebrate Private's 10th birthday. So they're going to celebrate his birthday in a very special, unique way.
You introduced a new bad guy in this movie as well, right? The bad guy. Who's
That's
the bad
right.
guy?
Good.
Dr. Octavius Brine, also
Yeah.
known as Dave. And we wanted a villain that was going to be really memorable, and went to John Malcovich, and he agreed to do the film, and we were just thrilled. And his villain, his Dr. Brine, is amazing.
You will never forget Dr. Octavius Brine.
Or perhaps we should meet the actor behind Dr. Bride. Welcome to the stage, the genius that is John Malcovich, everybody. John! John, how lovely to see you. This your first Comic-Con? Yes, yes. You'll fit right in. There are people here dressed like you already.
Really?
Yeah. It's a big thing. Walk around. It's fantastic. The predominant outfit this year seems to be, so far, I don't know if I'm right on this, but not really part of anything, just vaguely slutty. Which I'm all for.
Yeah, me too.
Well done. But you too, girls. So, John, animated movies, you enjoy it? You enjoy the experience?
I did. When Simon came and presented this to me, this was 3 years ago.
3.5 years ago.
3.5 years ago. And they showed me some materials and explained what they wanted to do and what they were asking me to do. I thought it was such a funny idea to have my voice be the voice of an octopus. It just seemed like such a no-brainer.
Well, let's take a look at your character first, and then we'll talk more about that very thing. Dave is an octopus, John. Then he's never been. Tell me about Dave. Who is he? I've never seen him before.
He, as he says, he's partially a scientist called Dr. Octavius Brine, but essentially he's an octopus who feels he had his life ruined in every zoo or SeaWorld or aquatic park where he lived because the penguins came there, they were cute, people oohed and awed, and he no longer got any attention.
I'd have to say, and I mean no harshness towards octopus enthusiasts, but it's a big, long drop between cute penguin and then go straight to octopus. It's not like you go to a zoo, there's no penguins, you go, what's the next cute animal? Octopus. It's not. It's not that. Did you notice, and I mean this in no way disrespectful, but the octopus, when the face is revealed of Dave, it does look a bit like you, John.
Yeah. And you know what? It looks even more like my youngest sister.
It's so nice to
And
see
it's a
you again.
bummer,
I've
man.
missed you, man.
She's gonna have to learn about this here. I didn't even call her before.
Well, I'm sure she'll be flattered in a way. Did they do that thing where they film you while you're working? You know, while you're doing the voices, and then you do that and incorporate it into the look?
John was incredible. He's him and Benedict, we filmed while they're doing their voices, and John was so committed, and the physicalities, we directly lifted that footage and used every part of the acting that John's given us. It's just gold, and the animators just feeding
he's a
off.
pretty good actor. I've seen him work before.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
he's all right. Tell me about the Venice scene. That's the next bit of footage we've got. What's going on there?
Well, the penguins managed to escape from Dr. Brine.
Clutches.
And he sends his henchmen out after them.
Let's meet the gentleman behind the very attractive voice. Please welcome to Comic-Con, Benedict Cumberbatch, everybody. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Take a seat. It's all fine. Wow.
You exist. You only ever get to see this normally. I've never seen this before. It's amazing. Hello.
First Comic-Con, Benedict? The first time you've been here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I think you'll have a nice time. Many people are happy that you're here.
Oh, well. Many of me are happy too.
Yeah. You tell me a little bit about the wolfy chap that you play in the film.
No, I can't. It's classified.
So he's the head of a classified organization.
Yeah, he's a sort of all-action wolf, basically, and he heads up this team called the North Wind, which looks after animal welfare wherever it needs looking after. And he knows about this plot, and he's after Octavius Brine, and secons the penguins to try and get as much information out of them as possible.
So he recruits the penguins then?
Recruits the penguins,
the
yeah.
sort of CIA, animal CIA type thing?
Yeah. Not. He doesn't. It's not like extraordinary rendition or anything. It's a little bit more hospitable than that. He kind of brings them into North Wind and tries to get information so that he can take his team to do the professional work for them. And he really underestimates what they're capable of and overestimates what he's capable of.
And you enjoy, because you like John, you've been known to do other work involving your entire body in the acting as well. You enjoy the animation. You enjoy the experience.
I like to use my body. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do. I mean, it's very weird on that level because you're in isolation. The first time I met John was yesterday, and I got to ask him, this legend of acting, this extraordinary, brilliant man. The first question I got to ask him was something like, "So, what was it like playing an evil octopus?" But the point is that we've never been in a room together, and
Right.
I think we were both sold the job on that front. So Jeffrey's got something to answer for.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now listen, this is for both of you, because when Jeffrey asked me to do the Dragon movie, and then after I said yes, then I had to kind of do a tape where he checked that I was okay. Did you have to go through that? No, you didn't, did you? No, you didn't, Mr. Cumberbatch, Mr. Malcovich. Oh, sure, come this way. Audition? No, have
may
a
still
latte,
be
gentlemen.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
So you didn't have to do it then?
No.
No.
Very lucky.
Well, it seems fair, though. It seems fair, I suppose, in a way. They didn't ask you to host this either, did they?
No.
Well, you all work together all the time, then? Do you three directors work with each actor at a time, or do you split up and you kind of, head them off at the pass? Sort of
We try to work together when we can.
Right.
The more heads we get in the room, the better. But the main thing is to get these guys in the room and let them just have fun with it. So there's an awful lot of improvisation that goes on, an awful lot of back and forth and ideas, and it's what the process allows us to do, is kind of be a free form.
Do you like having actors more than one at a time? I mean, I think there might be quite a power play in just splitting the actors up so that they don't kind of go in, because you know what actors are like. They go into the tea room and they start having ideas, and then they come back to you and talk to you about things.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with any of that, because there's no. That's why you do it.
That's the
isn't it?
secret. You've discovered our secret.
Yeah. Do you like having them together? Does it help?
It's down to schedule.
Right.
90% of the time, it's almost impossible to get the two people, especially of this caliber, in the same room at the same time.
Is the implication there that it would be fine if it was me? Because that's
No.
what I'm getting.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm free all the time.
Yeah. Well, you're there anyway. Now, did you do the scratch voice? Was that the thing? You did the scratch voice, and then you became the.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. The scratch voice, But I'd love to have 25 bags of Cheetos and work with Benedict if he was game.
I was a scratch.
Announcement coming up about an app demonstration. Dreamworks are launching an app this morning called the Surveillance app. It does a couple of things. First, the Penguins. Apparently, that's the idea. The Penguins are providing security at Comic-Con this year. You can listen live to the conversation on walkie-talkies, which is a form of phone they used to use.
Sir, I know we're at Comic-Con to do security, but would it be okay if we also promoted our movie, Dreamworks Penguins of Madagascar, in theaters this Thanksgiving?
You want to promote our movie, Dreamworks Penguins of Madagascar, in theaters this Thanksgiving? Of course, promoting Dreamworks Penguins of Madagascar in theaters this Thanksgiving. Begin!
Roger that. But what do I do with all this promotional swag?
Put it in the hands of every single human in San Diego.
Okay. I think the only part I'm having trouble with is the idea that Comic-Con would need security. What are you going to do? You're nice. All right. The Ultimate Penguin Photobomb app is incredibly easy to use. With this app, you can make a penguin's photobomb any photo you have or take. Here are some examples. Do we have some examples of? There you are. Did you owe the cat? You owed the cat. All right. Oh, right. Okay. It's very easy to do. Apparently, I'm sorry for this infomercial. It was just something I do spontaneously from time to time. Step one is what you download the app from iTunes or Google Play or whatever illegal method you nerds know about that they don't. And what you do is you use the app to take a photo. Apparently, we have pulled a person from the audience out of the Q&A line. Has it started the Q&A line? Has it started? Where is it? It hasn't started yet? Oh, it's over there. All right, we're going to pull someone out of the Q&A line and show you how easy it is to use. Oh, there he is. Hi. Hi, guy from the Q&A line. What's your name, sir?
My name is Mike.
Hey, Mike. All right, we'll take a photo of you.
Guys, thank you so much. Nice to meet you guys.
Once you've taken the photograph, well done, Mike, and congratulations. You'll never sleep again. What we'll do is now we add the penguin. You take the photo and you add the penguins. Apparently, can you do that with the app? Has that been done? Has anyone done that, or not? I think I just made this up. Right, once you've taken the photo, you add the photobombing penguins. In the final step, you can decide to send the photo to the North Wind using hashtag penguin protection, which has nothing to do with prophylactics. I thank you, those of you that wanted me to be a little bit smuttier this morning. Or you can send the photo to Dave, Dave the Octopus, of course, using hashtag penguins for Dave. All right, and every 2 weeks you can win prizes from the North Wind or from Dave. I don't know what the prizes are. I think Dreamworks give you your own movie. I think that's what they give you. Or if you're an actor, you get to be in the movie without Jeffrey checking you out. Yes. All right, cast continues discussion spontaneously with cast members taking questions from the audience. All right, this is the big Comic-Con thing, of course. We take questions from the audience. The panel here are available to your questions. We're set up over here. Before we begin, one last warning. Any questions about Sherlock, Comic-Con is cancelled. Or perhaps it's fine. I don't know. All right. Do we have a first question, please? Identify yourself.
My name is William. I just want to say thank you, John and Benedict, for coming to San Diego.
Thank you, John.
Benedict, my friend would absolutely faint to ask you directly, so that's why I'm here.
Okay.
We just want to know, for Penguins of Madagascar and other voiceover roles, what's the process that you go through to convey so much emotion into the movie from the cold sound booth?
It's sheer hell. You have to go undercover for a long time. I worked in Yellowstone Park as a wolf for a while. I was accepted into the back quite quickly. Got a bit hairy when, no pun intended, when I became the alpha male. That's happened over about 3 weeks. And then about a month into it, I realized that two of the other wolves were Christian Bale and Daniel Day-Lewis. So, yeah, it was fun out there. The hardest thing is getting unwolfed, actually. You know, going to the bathroom, that's a new education. And eating habits are a little bit awkward. And don't put any kittens in front of me. But apart from that, it's great fun. I mean, in all seriousness, you know, you throw yourself around a little bit. It's not like motion capture. It's not like the sort of full body experience that is. But yeah, there are only certain things you can actually make your voice do without moving. So at times I was imagining things hitting me whilst holding onto a plane. Plot spoiler, I don't know. Yeah, that just takes you arsing about and being a bit of a wally and having no inhibitions whatsoever, which I appear to have none of. But no, I did. I enjoyed it. It's great fun. Thank you for your question.
Well, there you are then. Let me just say, before we continue, that the first 10 people in line are going to receive who are asking questions are receiving a secret skipper thumb drive. Some of the material we've seen today has been loaded onto those thumb drives, and DreamWorks would like you to start pushing it out for them. Oh. Perhaps that was just a secret. Forget I said that last bit. All right, your next question, please.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Jada.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Georgia, but I've lived here in...
Okay, not the whole thing,
years.
just now.
Okay. My question is for Benedict.
Surprisingly.
Sorry, I can ask you a question.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, what is the thing that attracted you most to Classified's character to make you want to bring this character to life?
To work with the Penguins, really. I mean, you know, the whole kind of Bond pastiche that he is. This guy who's got all the professionalism, he's got all the tools, he's got a team, he's got this kind of slick operation, and yet it's sometimes only goes skin deep. So he's completely. There's a nice vulnerability to him, and he has to learn. He has to learn to abandon planning and embrace just running at the problem, rather like the Penguins do. And I like that idea. I like the idea of unpacking a spy and trying to make them a little bit more human, if that makes any sense when you're playing a wolf. But yeah, it was that really, and also just the pedigree of, you know, this studio's work. They make me laugh. They make the kids that I've seen the films with laugh. So I thought I'd try and give it a go myself. And I've never done this kind of work. I've never done a narration for an animation before. I mean, a voice for an animation before. So all of that, and this one here, I heard about his casting, and that got me very excited. And the Penguins themselves, I mean, they're just winning characters. So yeah, all those reasons.
Isn't it? Do we have someone else in line?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Madeline Greenblatt. I'm from Texas.
Okay.
And I teach third grade, and all of my kids love all the Madagascar movies, all of books and everything, and it influences their lives. And I want to know what characters, books as a child did that for you, and how you bring it to screen for the whole panel.
Let's see. Well, who began this process? Who began the Penguins of Madagascar? I guess you were right there at the beginning, right, Tom?
I'd like Benedict to answer this question.
No. We'll get to him. He'll get to him. But what influenced you as a child? It's a fair question. What made you laugh when you were a kid?
Well, I was born in the 60s, so I think, you know,
LSD?
TV
Oh, right, yeah.
was the books of the 60s.
Right. So what TV shows did you watch?
Well, I think, you know, Star Trek.
There's a risk at Comic-Con.
Well, no, I think, you know, there was always these groups. I think, you know, from SWAT to the A-Team, you know, Star Trek, you know, the Penguins are a bit of an amalgam of all these shows. And they took the best of international characters, brought them together into a kind of a underdog group that saw nothing as impossible, and that's really who the Penguins are. And they are just a combination of all these, whether it be, you know, Stalag 17 or the Dirty Dozen or, you know, Spock and Kirk. It's the trying to get the best of all these characters that come together. And what's great about the Penguins, they're these huge personalities in a tiny package, and that's the inspiration. What about you, John? I imagine you're just slightly off the beaten track in the terms of a childhood influence. Would you be?
I actually had quite eclectic tastes, and I liked anything, a huge number of things, but only if they starred Haley Mills.
You never disappoint me, John. Never.
And I also was a huge fan of Leave It to Beaver. So those were my two big cultural links.
Yeah, no, I can see now. It makes perfect sense. Benedict, what about you? What kind of lit your torch when you were a kid for entertainment?
The Hobbit actually did, and that's not
really. Yeah.
That was the first book my dad ever read to me, so that was in my head as an imaginary space when I was a kid going to sleep at night. I don't know how healthy that is, but it turned out all right. And that was a wonderful influence, and spawned my interest in the written word having the power to create those imaginary worlds. Beyond that, television-wise, all sorts of things. I mean, I was a kid of the 80s, so, you know, the A-Team, Werewolf, Manimal, all those kind of, Knight Rider, and then Gentle Ben, too, because I shared the name. Egotist at a young age. It was, yeah, so a fair old mixture. But yes, I grew up with two actors, so stories abounded. Probably stories, adult stories I shouldn't have been hearing at the age I heard them. But also, you know, they were very good at creating worlds and characters.
Right. Yeah.
Imagine in my mind.
That's very nice. Yes, thank you very much. What a lovely question. Thank you, lady from Texas. Next lady. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Marissa.
Hi.
Firstly, I want to say hi, Craig.
Hi.
My dad and I watch your show every night. Totally love you. And then, okay, I'm going to try not to cry. Benedict, you're... I'm being...
Yes, I'll try not to cry too then.
We'll all try together.
Yeah.
So I'm studying media in London right now, and my question was, you know, you said you're new to voice acting, and I was wondering what new techniques you needed to bring to the table versus like stage or screen acting.
I mean, I've done a bit of radio, so that's probably the most helpful medium to cabin pressure. And thank you. And book reads, and that's very hard. Actually, the hardest thing, the most useful thing, is to do an adaptation of a book, because you are the book. You're the narrative voice, but you're also all the individual characterizations. So that you really do get that ego trip of playing all the parts, and with that you have to imagine a lot of the scenarios. And listen, this is a great team of writers and directors and artists who can lead you through step by step to give you a very firm idea of how to contextualize any moment, but you still have to take a little leap yourself to get there. But it's not like doing a book read. That's the hardest thing I'd say I have ever done vocally. So with their help, their scripts and their genius, it's kind of a walk in the park, and you just get to end up... Improvisation is very important, so being able to be free with an idea, push an idea, go too far, come back, do the full circle thing you do in rehearsals, you know, good idea at the beginning, awful ideas for the rest of it, and coming back to the same good idea, or all right idea. That process is really important, not to be frightened of experimenting. Where are you studying media?
St. Mary's University in Twickenham.
Oh, nice part of the world, yeah, very good. How's it going?
Really, really good. I love it.
Really, really, really good. Well, the Sherlock studios aren't far from there. Did you know that? Oh, I'm not allowed to mention Sherlock, sorry. I actually cut my mic off at the very moment I said that word.
That's it.
Sorry.
Did you do any work with other actors, either one of you, or did you all?
No, which, I mean, I was really gutted about that, because I was really looking forward to working with the Penguins and John and my team. I've not met a single one of my team, so it's really bizarre. And that's almost the hardest thing. You don't have the usual camaraderie which you do in most other mediums, but I didn't really for Smaug either, because I was in a room, I was doing motion capture, and Martin was in England and would have been the size of a fleck of dust on the carpet if he had been there. It would have been pretty difficult to imagine him as that. And so I had a great actor reading off lines, like I did every single session with recording this. You don't build that chemistry, you don't build that thing, and then you're not. So you're improvising against brilliant writers in the studio somewhere, listening and watching. And these are my two first audience, all of our first audience. And if you make them laugh, you know you're somewhere in the right ballpark, and they just keep on going with it.
Do you ever feel slightly intimidated when you're improvisation because of the fact that these guys have written the script and they really want you to say their words, but you really want to say other words which you think may possibly be better? Oh,
no.
Hit a nerve, gentlemen.
No, that's not fair. I always read their lines first.
No, of course, but I think that, I feel that because I've done the same type of thing, and when you work with people who have written the script, I sometimes feel a little awkward about, futzing with it when, they've been doing it. When it's just a director who didn't write it, I'm like, what the hell, let's have a go at this,
Yeah, and being a theatre, originating in theatre, the text is paramount.
You have to honour the text, that's the
I'm
thing,
always very respectful of that, and then I will go into John, what do you think that is?
Well, also growing up in the theater, you really didn't touch a text. And I didn't start doing it at all in movies, meaning making any changes to the text, until finally I realized at a certain point in time when I was asked to do a project, I would say, yes, that's very nice, but, and it's a very nice structure, and it's a fantastic idea, and none of the characters in any way exhibit any kind of human behavior that's or dialogue that's at all recognizable. Is there any plan afoot to change that? That fact on the ground, and they would always say, "Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, that's good. We've done that."
You magnificent bastard.
And then eventually I just started doing it myself. But with this one, it's quite complicated because they're actually very happy for anything you want to throw out there. But of course, we don't actually know what it's going to be.
Right.
So that makes improvisation quite complicated.
Right. It has to be within certain parameters.
Yeah, because you really don't know if you knew, okay, we're going to be Skyping each other and I'm too stupid to Skype my character, and in fact, I'm so stupid I can't even find my reading glasses, then I might be able to say something. But we in general don't know those things.
No, and you're
beforehand.
not improvising with someone else. You're not getting
Right.
in charge,
That's right.
and that rule of not putting a block up and continuing the conversation.
And I wonder if the improvisation
Bit by bit.
continues over into the animation process, that if you have an idea for a scene and you're working with an actor, and an actor has an idea, or something occurs organically when you're in the process, will that change the way you approach the scene visually?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I mean, these guys were throwing out lots of fantastic stuff. I mean, oftentimes the script is the starting point.
Right.
And then you work the scene and work the scene and work the scene, and then you get this fantastic gold that comes out of it, which is you get the substance of the scene, but not in the way that was originally written. But it's fantastic. It's much better.
Also text. Text, I don't know if you'd feel this way, but text is a very odd thing. I've done, I think, every phrase in this, including every word, at least 100 times, if not 1,000. But often with text, even if it's just a word, Dave, you never really get to the bottom of it. So a lot of actors, before wanting to move on and saying, hey, I did this twice. Sorry. I covered every possible option. I said Dave twice. Okay. But a lot of actors really want to go through also every possible way of doing it. And sometimes one of those ways is actually preferable or right or more correct. And that's another reason why, although I don't necessarily, I'm not trying to say we're extremely reticent to try and add something. It's just that can be more complicated than just making a clever phrase.
Right.
Because we may not have gotten to the bottom of what's already on the page.
Yes. Oh, thank you for alerting me, lady with the sign. It says 15 minutes on it. Yes. Thank you, John. Next question, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, what's
hello
your name?
from China.
What's your name?
My name is Lin. I'm from China,
Okay.
and I do eat octopus. Just if you're wondering. but not when they are our pets or when they are our friends or both. Since you like more or less has already answered my question, so I'll come up with the new question, which is for Benedict and for John. So, what do you think is the major difference when you are performing in a adult movie like rated R or above, and with like PG-13 or PG movies?
Gentlemen, what's the difference when you're in adult movies as opposed to...
Do you want to go first?
Grow up!
One is happier in adult movies.
Is it even a consideration, or you just exist within the world? That's it?
I don't really think about the ratings. I don't understand them very well either. You can chop someone's head off, all of their extremities, make a milkshake, and people go, it's good, it's good. But if you show part of someone's thigh or upper arm, we can't have that.
Other arm?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very
like
strict in San Diego, Benedict. Very, very strict.
Other arm.
I am actually flaunting the law right now.
Wow.
Yes, do we have another question? Do we? Yes, hello, sir, and your friend.
My name is David Bledsoe. I'm from Tampa, Florida.
Hi, David.
And I love the footage from the movie, but my friend and I noticed that there weren't any raccoons in the movie. And was wondering if you were planning to put raccoons or other animals in the movie, or maybe in sequels like Raccoons of Madagascar or something of that nature.
Any raccoon plans, gentlemen?
Well, we hadn't thought of that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We'll get right on it.
We'll get right on it right now.
Yeah, if you head to the site here, Jeffrey Katzenberg will take your idea and pay you $1 million for it.
You might also take a look at Over the Hedge. I think there's a raccoon in there.
Oh yeah, the Over the Hedge had that had a raccoon in it. Yeah. Hello, young lady.
Hi,
What's your name?
I'm Heidi. I'm also from Florida.
Oh,
Coincidence.
welcome.
And I'm with the Three Patch Podcast. And we have a question mostly for Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, someone sort of asked it, or you sort of answered it before, but what's the different process for you in working on something animated like this versus a radio show where you not only have your co-workers with you, but also an audience?
That's kind of it. I'm struggling to think of what
Yeah, we kind of covered.
I kind of, I hate to say it, but I kind of have. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you.
I mean, sorry.
I think Mr. Cumberbatch was very erudite and covered it quite expertly before. So let's.
Oh, poor guy. Do you want to ask something else?
Yeah, you could ask something else. Yeah.
Ask what my shoe size is.
What's your shoe size?
It's a whole other arm.
Why not sneak in a Sherlock question? Sneak in a Sherlock question.
Sorry, they're officially telling me I'm not allowed to ask about Sherlock, so I'll just say, what's your experience seeing all of us at Comic-Con?
Okay, go on, sorry.
Will you come back for Sherlock next year?
Yeah. I see what you mean by come back here. I thought you meant come back as Sherlock. Possibly. I'd love to, but it's tiny.
I think that's a tentative maybe. Do we have another question?
That's kind of hard to follow. My name is Jonathan, and I'm from Phoenix.
Hi, Jonathan.
Tom, I don't know if you remember me. From a few years back.
Wait, hold up the wristband again? Yeah!
What's going on? You guys got a past? What happened?
Just the con.
Oh, yeah? What happens in the con stays in the con.
All right.
Good to see you, Jonathan.
Good to see you too. All right.
Hey, come on! What is it? You gotta tell us.
All right. I'm gonna give John and Benedict a break and direct this question to Simon, Eric, and Tom.
Okay.
Two-part question. When you started developing the movie, was it a conscious decision to kind of build new characters as opposed to pulling characters from the TV show? That's the worst part. And you guys want to answer?
Whoa. This sounds a little bit like two questions to me.
Yeah.
Never mind. I mean, please, if you can.
Yeah, no, it's a deliberate decision that we wanted to take the penguins out of their comfort zone and take them worldwide and put on a world globe-trotting adventure and meet new characters along the way.
This also is, in a sense, a sequel to Madagascar 3. It exists in the world of the films and not in the world of the TV show, which was kind of an alternate reality where Julian was at the zoo. And so this kind of maintains the continuum from the feature films. But then from there, as Simon is saying, we wanted to pull the penguins out, make them the stars, and put them into some place that should challenge them and, get them out of their comfort zone a little bit. And so we've got Benedict's character and John's character to really put on the pressure.
Shake it up a little.
Actually, I think that answered the second question, so.
All right, good. Well, if I could, thank you for that question. We have only time for one more question. So one more question, please, and that would be it. Hello, young lady. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida.
Hi there.
My question is for John and for Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
You've both played villains. If you had your choice, what classic comic book hero would you like to play?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good
We didn't ask for suggestions from the floor.
Lois Lane, maybe?
Benedict, any idea?
Nurse Normal. Wait for it. Penny Drop. Yeah, oh, yeah. That was a joke on Doctor Strange. I don't know. Batman, I guess, yeah.
Like a rather splendid idea to me. I'm afraid that's all we have time for from the floor. So before we conclude, I have a special treat for you, apparently. First of all, please thank the cast and filmmakers. Benedict Cumberbatch, Jan Malcovich, Tim McGrath, Eric Darnell, Simon J. Smith. Thank you. And yes, you can if you want. Off you go then. Off you go, everyone.